Welcome back to Kris Greenhill's Garage. I'm Kris.
And I'm Kris.
You might be able to tell, but we sort of already been doing this project for a while and then just forgot to record some of it and an intro and a bunch of other stuff. But anyway, just pretend like everything going forward is news. Act surprised. We come to you from inside Kris Jr.'s 2000 Mustang GT convertible, the white one that you haven't named. You're really bad at this, you know. If you saw the last video on this car, you'll know that we are unable to get the front passenger side tire off the car. One of the lug nuts was cross-threaded and just put on apparently with an impact wrench, cross-threaded. We tried to get it off for a couple of days last month or the month before. I don't even remember I don't even know when we got this car. 2 months ago? Had this car 2 months. Anyway, one of the lug nuts completely shredded, completely destroyed. The wheels locked on the car. And he's just been driving around with 4 lugs in that front tire for a while. And I mean, it's held fine, but we need to fix that so we can change a flat tire if we get one, you know, and we need to work on the front suspension. So we need to get that tire off. And when we do that, we're going to take the silver vision wheels off the red wrecked convertible and put on here because he has 3 black wheels on this car and one of those silver visions, and we don't have a 4th black wheel, but we do have 4 matching vision wheels we're going to put on this car. So we've already started on that, but let's get back to work. If I forgot to show you the sound that the car is making, one reason we need the wheel off is to work on the front suspension. Here's an even better example. Yep. That can be heard a mile away. You can hear this thing coming down the street. So we got to get this tire off just so we can get in there to figure out what all that is. Got the car jacked up. We're gonna take these other lugs off and try to get to this wheel, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. If you saw our last video on this car, you saw our hellish nightmare trying to get this freaking thing off, trying to get this lug off, and it just disintegrated. I believe it's cross-threaded all the way down. I believe somebody cross-threaded it and then put it on with an impact and just kept going until it's locked down. We tried every trick in the book. It's just not coming apart. So the plan is now to just get rid of this wheel. I'm just gonna cut this here, come across here and here. I'm just gonna try to take this entire wheel off, leaving just this piece, and then just try to cut it and grind it all the way down to the point we can get this whole thing off, just so we can get to the hub assembly so we can take the hub off. Currently, we can't even get to the center cap to take this off without destroying it. We can't really get to anything in the back. We just can't get the hub off. I would love to be able to take the whole hub assembly off with this rim, but we can't get to anything. So this is pretty much our last ditch effort to try to get this thing off. You can see where we've tried a dozen times to try to get the center cap off so we can pull the hub without pulling the entire wheel off, and it will not budge. It's denting and it's bending, but it just won't come out. I'm willing to ruin it if it would get it off, but it just will not come off. I openly admit I got cold feet about cutting into this rim when I realized how close down to the rotor I had to get and how much damage I could do with the cutoff wheel. So I came back here and I butchered the cap, but I did finally get the cap off. Now I'm gonna see if I can get the entire lug assembly off without cutting anything up. Good news, I do not have a 36mm socket in my collection, so we get to go down to the store and buy one just for this. Parts store run means we get to drive one of the good cars. Not you, Jeep. $28 later, and we have our socket. I don't like this. Supposedly 36mm. That is pretty loose. That worked. It did break it loose. So I think we're gonna be able to get the hub off. We're gonna jack up the car now and finish taking it off. Now that we know that we have the right socket, we're gonna turn the wheel We're gonna try to disassemble this from behind, try to get the brake rotor and stuff off so we can pull that hub off. Under the car as we jack it up, it's really hard to tell where that sound's coming from. Thought maybe it was just a strut. It might be a spring, I don't know. Maybe we have some blown suspension bushings. I guess we'll find out here soon. We're having trouble getting any tools back here and finding the space to get back here to try to disassemble this from the back to the front. It's not working really well. As you can see with that nut off, the caliper bracket and the caliper are kind of holding everything together. It took quite a while to get these rusted bolts out of the back of this caliper bracket using just a small little wrench since there's no room in here. Got that off. And everything is much, oh, there it goes. Oh, it's finally breaking loose. Oh my God. We've been at this for a while. It's finally coming off. So we got the wheel off the bracket and the bearing and everything. Now I've got to figure out how to get this caliper off of the freaking rotor so I can get this caliper out of here, which I don't think is going to separate from the rotor with the wheel on it. But stretching the brake line and we are out of space to move. So no matter what we do, the brakes will not come off of the rotor with the wheel on it. So the only option is to either pull this brake line, which I don't want to do, lose a bunch of brake fluid, have to bleed the brakes later, or to go back to cutting the rim off. Really frustrated. After much failure, we are back to the idea of just cutting this rim all the way off, probably sacrificing this entire stud, and then just taking the whole assembly off and trying to press in a new stud. I'm pretty sure that's where we're at right now. Gonna try to cut it here and here and here, and just try to leave this little box attached, then grind it and cut it from there, possibly get a new wheel stud and just hope for the best. But we've tried everything and we can't find any way to salvage this wheel, so it's time to cut. Well, the rim is made of sterner stuff than I would have guessed. Our brand new cutoff wheel is basically melting and overheating. 5 minutes in, the Sawzall didn't cut through this before it bent a blade. Not really sure what we're gonna do here. Really getting frustrated. I'm gonna get a new steel bit for the Sawzall, and I don't think this is gonna work cutting it here. I think we're gonna have to go with the Sawzall all the way around and just remove the wheel and just leave the center section on so we can get this all apart. Thank you. Well, this was just tons of fun. Oh my God, what an absolute nightmare. It's the last thing we wanted to have to do, but no other choice. It was pretty stout. It was a lot thicker and heavier duty than I would have given it credit for. My hands are vibrating and shaking from holding that Sawzall that whole time. And we finally have our entire assembly off. We've got, ooh, hey, might have found some of the squeak over here. Yeah, that's definitely shot. Looks like the ball joint. There's no rubber boot left on the ball joint. That's not good. That might be some of the sound we're hearing. I've already said it a few times, but wow, those rims were a lot thicker, heavier duty than I thought they'd be. And I'm looking at it now, and this is the only way this was going to work. There's just no way I was going to be able to cut through all this. I might still be able to use a cutoff wheel and just cut straight through here and just take that lug off completely. Then when it comes apart, I should be able to change out the lug from behind. Huzzah! We just managed to cut through that lug and get this thing apart. Finally. The boy is going to take the mini sledge and try to knock out this stud so we can buy a new one and replace it. This would probably be a good time to have a hydraulic press, which we do not have. That would be awesome. To the parts store again. We're back from the parts store. We have our new lug. Get it installed, the boy. Hammer method is not working all that well, so I'm driving it in with the vice grip. It's about 90% of the way there so far. All right, wheel stud is in. Time to clean this up, pack some new grease, put it all back together. Got it back together, got it re-greased. Still a little sloppy. We've got to drive this down. Torque specs call for 250 foot-pounds. We do not have the ability to do that, so we are going to put it on with the impact and then use the breaker bar and do the best we can. I sort of hit the rotor a few times with the Sawzall trying to cut the wheel off of it, but it'll be fine for now. We'll put new rotors on it when we do the brakes, and it's got plenty of brake pads, so we're good. It's just going back together. All right, it's all put back together. Now we just need a rim to put back on it. We got this rim on. This is from the back of the car, put on the front because this is our one odd size tire. Put it on the front and put two matching tires in the back. Now we're going to get the wrecked convertible, the wrecked red car, up in the air, get the rims off of it, swap them out for these other black ones so we have a nice match set all the way around. It's actually both sides of the front suspension that are creaking and whining as we jack up the car. Go ahead. Yep. If you ever watch the suspension videos on the red convertible, you'll know that this wheel is locked on the back, much like the wheel on the white convertible was. That top lug right there is just frozen on there, and it probably needs to be cut off also. So we're not going to have an exact matching set of rims and tires. We're going to have 4 Vision wheels, but we're going to have that one tire that's a little bit off compared to the others because we can't get the 4th match off of this car. All right, that's it. We're done for right now. We got all 4 tires on. They look like they match for the first time. Most importantly, this has been fixed. Now we can change a flat tire if we need to on the front in the event of a blowout. We can also now jack this up and actually work on the suspension if we need to, now that it's properly fixed. You can hear that suspension creaking and stuff. There we go. Might be ball joints. That is horrible. The only real concern I have with these tires, they might be a little flat spotted from being parked for months on the red car, but they had all their air pressure in them. They didn't need any air pressure. They look good. They still look brand new. So hopefully this is going to go all right at highway speed. So far around the neighborhood, it's felt fine. No flat spots detected. 65, 70 miles per hour, all the tires feel nice and round. There's no problem with that one tire up front being, we're talking like a, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch sidewall clearance difference. It's about that much shorter. Not really making any difference. Car's driving great, feels great. All right, so things have gone really well. We're heading home. So apparently I drive this car a little bit more aggressively than the boy does, because I've been spinning the tires a little bit. And I told him the tires might be a little dry from sitting a while. I said, does it usually spin the tires that hard? And he said, I don't know, I don't drive it like that. Smart Alec. All right, that is it for the day. I have to go and clean up, shower, change, and go to work tonight for overtime. We're gonna try to come out here tomorrow, jack this thing up, and actually inspect the front suspension now that we can take the wheels off the front. It's the next day. I worked last night, took a nap this morning. Gonna get this thing up in the air and see if we can figure out what's wrong with the suspension. All right, I've got it up in the air on jack stands, got it suspended as well as I can. Time to start investigating and see what's going on with this thing. Oh, this is a problem. The steering wheel is locked, and yet I'm sure it's kind of hard to see on camera, but we have ½ an inch of play at least side to side with the steering wheel locked. The driver's side does not. Driver's side is tight. It's got the usual, just like a millimeter of play, but it's really rock solid. So that passenger side's got something wrong with it. Tie rod end is definitely blown out. It's probably going to be a big part of our slack. Yeah. You can just move that by hand. It's completely trashed. That needs replaced for sure. I think I saw the ball joint yesterday was pretty bad. Yeah, it isn't great. So we'll need that. Well, that isn't good. It looks like the slack isn't the tie rod or the ball joint. It's in the steering rack. It's not doing that on the other side, just this side. Basically the same situation on this side. Tie rod end is just completely destroyed. Let's see the ball joint. The ball joint's better condition over here, but still not great. Sway bar bushing right here is completely destroyed. It wasn't nearly as bad on the other side. Both the sway bar links feel and look okay. Surprised. Those other rims, the black rims, have such a deep inset. There's so much back spacing. They're hitting on both sides. I don't know if these new wheels are going to do the same thing or not. That isn't normal. Or maybe these rims are doing it also. That isn't good. That's definitely witness marks. Definitely fresh shavings. Huh. That's strange. They didn't do that on the red car. There are no witness marks on the red car. Why would they hit here unless there's just that much slack in the steering system? I know it's really hard to tell with the tire on, but man, there's all the clearance in the world back here. There must be 6 or 8 inches between both sides. So I'm not sure why this tire is rubbing. Back on the passenger side, we only have the witness mark in the front, oh no, we have 2 witness marks. However, this rim is completely clean, so nothing's been rubbing on this side. Huh, maybe the witness marks are both from the black wheels and it's coincidence and that other rim was hitting on the red car. I don't know, but there are no witness marks on the red car. That's weird. I went ahead and wiped off and cleaned up the little fake brake caliper covers here that say Mustang on them. Not really fond of them, but if they're going to be here, they may as well be presentable. This one's pretty chewed up. The other one's like new. Didn't even realize we have a witness mark here also. Pretty sure it's not from this tire. Pretty sure those black rims just hit everything, just all the way around. The really bothersome part of all this is I'm not getting any of the squeaking sound from anything. Pushing up and down on it. Man, I wonder, is it possible the tires were rubbing and squeaking the whole time? Because I'm not getting the squeaking sound anymore like I was. I mean, a little bit. It might be the struts, but like when I push on things and twist things, I haven't gotten any squeaking while it's sitting here yet. Maybe those tires were just rubbing everywhere at all times. I don't know. It's weird. It's not a huge deal, but after thinking about it for a day, I really kind of want the matching rim and tire off the red convertible. I'm gonna grab the breaker bar and see if I can make this happen, even if I have to destroy the lug stud. It is scalding hot, and yes, it was stripped and cross-threaded all the way down. You can see there's no thread left in it anymore, but I did get it off, which means we can swap wheels and have the matching set. Awesome. My breaker bar was very convincing today. Oof, you can see what that cross-threaded lug nut did to this stud. I think it can still be probably re-dyed and reused with the new lug nut. It didn't completely destroy it, but you can tell how badly it was cross-threaded. I think I can fix that someday if I need to. The only squeaking we're getting right now when we move this thing around is the fender. The fender's rubbing the body and causing some squeaking. That's not what we were hearing before. I'm convinced on both sides that rim was hitting the strut when the vehicle moved, and we just got witness marks everywhere. I think that's why the squeaking has decreased dramatically since we changed wheels. I mean, it definitely needs struts, probably needs shocks, it definitely needs new suspension components, but I don't really see a smoking gun anywhere. Steering rack bushings are okay. Control arm bushings are okay. Those are my go-tos. That's what I assumed was going to be destroyed under here, but they're actually fairly solid. I'm just not seeing what I thought I'd see under here. I mean, yeah, these are bad, but you know, they're loose, but not horrible. And I just realized the slack in the steering rack is actually moving with the steering wheel. That might be normal slack. That might be acceptable. The boy brings up a good point. There are no major witness marks in the back of this broken black rim. Not even really on the weight that's back here. Doesn't look like those were hitting. That is super strange. I did just notice, however, this is worn very oddly. Look at the angle on this tire. This tire was running all the way on the inside edge. It's completely warped and rounded off on this inside corner. I wonder if the sound we're hearing, just the alignment is so bad that it's just running on the inside of the tire and wearing this tire out. Well, let's go see what the other one looked like up front. You know what? This is pretty bad too. Look at the bowing here. Does that show on camera? This is like falls off a cliff. The entire inside of this tire is just warped and rounded right here. Yeah, it might just be an alignment issue. Maybe we're just pushing the tires down the road so hard that they're squealing. We are definitely going to have to check these tires here in a few weeks for inside tread pattern wear and see how they're doing, because I don't want to pay for an alignment until we get those new suspension parts in. Keep pushing on it. Yeah, we're not getting any squeaking now on either side at all. No more suspension squeak. Maybe, I really think it's those wheels rubbing on the strut or something as we're going down the road. So we didn't even really do anything, and we fixed the problem. We're that good, the boy.
Where's the PB Blaster?
The PB Blaster, yeah, we soaked everything in PB Blaster under there, so we'll see if the squeak comes back. Let's go test drive it a little bit. Kind of turn the wheel side to side a little bit. Yeah, no squeaking like there was yesterday. That's good. All right. Oh, there we go. That's some more. Yeah, it's probably that tie rod end over there. There's definitely some kind of groaning in the side of the suspension. There we go. It is much better though. Nowhere near as loud as it was. Really hard to tell what that is. You know what? Convertibles are just better than non-convertibles. I love the other cars, but This is just better. Why isn't every car a convertible, boy?
I don't know.
How's it feeling, boy?
Good.
Good. We got a little bit of that squeaking and whining and low RPM and low speed, but it's no longer just squealing and screaming going down the road. So that's a good thing. It is better. Perhaps it is premature to declare victory, but I'm going to do it anyway. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Yeah, that's something, that steering rack. That's that loose steering rack and those broken tie rod or those jacked up tie rod ends. It is a week later, and we are not getting any whining or grinding sounds out of the front of the convertible now for some reason. That's awesome. All right, I think that's it. I think we're done for this week. We're not doing anything else. We figured some things out. We made it better. It's better than it was. Good enough has the word good in it, so it's good enough. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Have a blessed day.